about thirst and love. It's an Inuit story called Skeleton Woman. The villagers no longer remembered what she had done. But she had done something to upset her father. And he grabbed her and he dragged her through the town. He dragged her to the ocean side, to the cliff, and he threw her over into the ocean. And down she sank. Down, down, down to the ocean's floor. And there she laid for many years, and fish ate out her eyes, and ate her flesh, and ate away her insides. All of the villagers knew that that cove was haunted. One day, a fisherman, starving for not having caught fish for many days, thinking he had nothing to lose, decided to fish in that haunted cove. He got the stick, the fishing stick, that his grandfather had given to his father, and his father had passed down to him. The stick they used on special occasions. And he took that fishing stick and he went out in his boat and he rowed with some trepidation, but again with nothing to lose. He rowed out to the haunted cove. And when he got there, he threw out his line and the hook went down, down, down. And the hook got embedded in the rib cage of the skeleton woman. When he felt it jerk, he pulled back on the stick, and he thought, I must have the biggest fish that anyone has ever caught. It's a fish that will feed the entire village through the entire winter. And he pulled, and the more he pulled, the more the skeleton woman attempted, tried, fought to get herself unentangled. And as she pulled and he pulled, the sea roared. And finally, as he got her closer to the boat, up near the water's edge, he turned around to get his net. And as he was turned around, he did not see the crustaceans in her eyes, the slime in her mouth, the seaweed where hair should be. He turned around and, he dropped the pole. He dropped the net. Oh my God. He took the pole and he tried to jab her off. She fell off the back. He turned around and grabbed the oars. And he rowed and he rowed. And he started rowing as fast as he possibly could to get away from that skeleton. When he roared and he rowed and he rowed, he did not dare turn around. But finally, he could take it no longer. He turned. There she was. She was still caught in the line. So the more he rowed, the faster he rowed, the more she came at him. She was pulling up out of the water like somebody on water skis. She was right behind him. It was like she was running after him. He rowed even faster. She ran even faster. He zigged. She zigged. He zagged. She zagged. Back and forth they went, all the way over. Finally, he came ashore. He grabbed his pole and he ran as fast as he could up to his snow house. Running, running, running. He turned and looked behind him. There she was, running at the same speed he was. He ran. He dived into the snow house, threw his stick aside, and slammed the door shut. Silence. The only sound was the beating of his heart. Bum bum. Bum bum. Bum bum. He slowly walked over to the door. He opened the door. She was gone. Praise God. Praise the raven. She was gone. He shut the door. He went over to get his lantern. He filled it with oil. He turned it on. And he turned... And there she was. She was in the snow house. He put the lantern down. many years later, he couldn't explain what had happened. Was it the softness of the light? Was it fatigue? He saw her. He saw her. And he walked over to her. And he saw that the fishing line was all entangled in her, and she was all entangled in a ball. And he gently took her out of that fishing line. Lo na na, lo na na. He put the fishing line aside. And he took one of her legs, which was up over her shoulder. He set it down nicely. And her other leg, which was twisted askew, he set that nicely. Her arm was up in her rib cage, and he took that out and set it right by her side, and the other one on the other side. And her head, which was tipped down, put up ever so nicely. But she looked cold. He took his furs and he wrapped them around her. And yet still she looked cold. He cut some of his hair and he started a fire in the fireplace. And he watched her. He watched her. He went to oiling his grandfather's fishing stick. He prepared the line for the next day. And all that time, she sat perfectly quiet. She had to. She was afraid if she made a noise at all, he would throw her back to the ocean's floor. So she sat there quietly. Finally, fatigue overtook him, and he crawled into his bed under the covers in his clothes, and quickly he fell asleep. He began to dream, and in his dream world, a single tear began to come down his cheek, as sometimes happens to us when we're dreaming about sadness or loneliness. And the skeleton woman saw a tear on his cheek, and she could take it no more. Those many years of thirst while laying at the bottom of the ocean overcame her. And she crankled and she crawled and she got across that floor and she went up to the man, the sleeping man, and she put her mouth up to the tear on his cheek. And she drank. And she drank. And she drank and she drank. She drank a river, trying to take care of that thirst, those many years of thirst. And then gently, she reached into the chest of the man and took out his heart. His drum of a heart. And she beat it on both sides. Ba-bum, ba-bum, ba-bum. And she began to sing. She began to sing for her flesh. She began to sing for her eyes and her ears and her nose and her voice. And for strong legs and wide hips and a woman's breasts. And she sang his clothes off. And she got under the blankets with him. And lie next to him, flesh to flesh, all night long. In the morning, they woke up that way, flesh to flesh, entangled, but this time together. And that's the way they remain to this very day, entangled in the best way possible.